You know what else it is? It's positioning. Opendoor has positioned themselves as a technology company, not a real estate company.
Mm-hmm.
But they're looking like
They are
They're
a real estate company.
they're a brokerage, and they're inside your brokerage. Welcome to the Real Estate Rundown, guys. I'm Jason Leos. This is Kayla Leos. This is Keith Howard, and this is Elliot Tomaszewski.
What's up,
How
crew?
are you?
Hey guys, I'm good. We're going to talk today about how Opendoor is positioning themselves to be the top listing broker in the country.
Yeah,
know, the
they
funny
really shifted, right? They shifted right here.
Well,
If you haven't been on Opendoor's site, it's definitely changed.
Yep. So they have been deploying cash offers since 2014, buying houses, and they will obviously list those houses. So they are technically one of the top listing brokers for quite some time. We know that when we troll through the agent statistics per every major metropolitan that they're in, that their agent is usually one of the top 3 performers in the entire city because they're acquiring a property and then listing that property for sale and selling it for the profit.
But now,
what's the shift?
they don't necessarily want to acquire it. They will list your house too. Wow. That's
So
cool.
what
With
do
an
these new
offer in
headlines
hand.
say?
So it says list your home with an offer in hand. So you can list with Opendoor with an offer in hand, and if you don't get an offer from the outside market, then you could just take the Opendoor off.
And they
So-
said it was going to be good for 60 days.
Yep.
That's a long trial period to
Yes.
put your house on the market and confidence. Hey, based on results, what's it going to sell for?
I agreed. And so I think the shift was before Opendoor's value proposition. And keep in mind, in some markets, you may not see this updated version of the website. We are in the
Right.
Phoenix market. And so in the Phoenix market, my IP here in Gilbert, Arizona shows me this version of the website. I have talked with some other people in other parts of the country that don't see this yet. They still see the old version of Opendoor's website. But the
Colby will
shift,
put it on the screen here.
yes. So the shift is instead of, hey, get a cash offer on your home, the shift is list your home with Opendoor and have that offer locked for 60 days.
Well, I know we've been discussing this with some of our front-end designers and whatnot is, the shift of the market where, it wasn't that long ago that people were looking for that right now, that certainty, pull the trigger,
Yep.
move hard, move fast. And where now it's kind of more like explore your options. Check out all your moves, seller optionality, which again, I mean, what they're being not as much pressure to take an offer right now or you must be a cash buyer to get an offer accepted. These are the shifts, right? I mean, it's just like the roller coasters and changes of the market.
I could say that at Zoodealio, we have a buyer in our platform that offers an offer that is essentially the same. It can be guaranteed.
Yep.
If that house lists on the open market,
Yep.
that homeowner can always fall back and accept this offer. And we've been leaning into that because it's such an incredible value proposition, and all the Zoodealio members get to get out there and they get to share with their sellers like, hey, list with me, and you always have this offer to fall back on as a hedge. But it's interesting to see this pivot, and I know that they're not copying Zoodealio, but there were some words in here that made our spidey senses go like, wait, what? I feel like that's our terminology. But yeah, I think they're definitely tapping into the market of the moment, and the market of the moment isn't as quick and as fluid as it was 18 months ago. And so they're wanting to give homeowners a way to bring that inventory to their market. I believe it's selfish on Opendoor's part, obviously. They've got shareholders to report to, but they want to build their exclusives network and create the marketplace for buyers and sellers to come together. If you look at their site, they even show the exclusives panning out with, lists with cash offer from Opendoor. Oh, here's a cash offer from Chip Douglas, a buyer on our approved exclusives platform. Oh, here's another one from Nicole Peters. And, they each go ticking up. Elliot really noticed that with the design.
Yep.
If you are one of the 88% of our listeners that are not subscribed to our channel, we want to just take a moment and invite you to subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you get updated of our new episodes.
It's what's crazy to me is that there's the 3 most trafficked real estate websites in the country, which is Zilio, Redfin, and Realtor.com. They all allow Opendoor to be on their site.
which
is
every single
nuts.
one of those monetize off of real estate agents, and
and-
now they're directly competing with
Yeah.
them.
This is a broker, guys. This
Guys.
is a real estate brokerage that has hacked.
Well, and Opendoor's been very vocal.
These companies.
Totally. And Opendoor's been very vocal about how their strategic partnerships have helped them in the customer acquisition process and allowed them to save so much money. Also,
and who are
look,
those?
Look at this. This is how many homes purchased by Opendoor versus OfferPad, right? I got to pit them against each other, even though Opendoor slays it. This is this year, and we'll have Colby flash this up on the screen as well. And what you'll see here is this is when the partnership started. Look at what happened. Quarter over quarter. We have continual growth in homes acquired by Opendoor. And it's because of these strategic partnerships. And then, so what do you guys think about if you're an EXP agent
They just created this partnership.
and they just created this partnership with Opendoor? How do you feel about the fact that now you're promoting a company to where if you go onto their site, their main value proposition is list with Opendoor?
Yeah, so why would you list with EXP when I can just go right to Opendoor?
Yeah,
Well,
Save money.
they're Zilloing these agents.
100%. And the other thing too that we need to consider with a lot of these companies is they have a ton of financial horsepower, right? So let's just play that out. What I mean, real quick. So if I go to my house, or excuse me, if I go to Opendoor, submit my house, and I don't list or sell my house in 3 to 6 months, I'm getting postcards and other marketing retargeting from them, making sure that I stay top of mind, or excuse me, they stay top of mind, and I'm ready to get a new cash offer to see if the new cash offer works, right? So it's just classic remarketing, retargeting to cultivate that lead. These guys are pros at it.
And I scoured Opendoor's terms of service to see if there was anything in there that expressly prohibited them from doing that, and there's not.
Yeah.
So they can. And so unless they make that change, if I'm an agent, I hear stories from our members that are convinced that happens.
Yep.
Oh, 100% happen.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but we definitely hear those stories.
It's just good marketing, right? Like once somebody raises their hand, you know who they are, what they're looking for, right? From there, it's just a
billion dollar company. They're gonna market to them.
It's just timing.
Yep. I mean, we've all dealt with it as real estate agents where, you go have a conversation with somebody and they're curious, not serious.
Yep.
And then sometimes as short as 1 week to 2 months, you go back and look and SLB listed their house and you're like, well, what the hell? What happened with me? Well, guess what? You weren't top of mind and you weren't right there at the right time. They just had another conversation with someone else, or maybe they sold to Opendoor and you're just like, ugh.
Well, that's my point, Keith, is the scalability of technology. When you can create a platform that literally sends them weekly updates. Hey, this number changed on your house. Hey, this option just changed for your house. And they're getting plugged in and they're getting that constantly presented to them. Well, what if that option now makes sense? Wife or husband, whoever just went and looked at the new house that they want to move to, and all of a sudden, right here, right now, boom, pull the trigger. And that's what it is. It's a timing at scale.
And you know what else it is? It's positioning. Opendoor has positioned themselves as a technology company, not a real estate company.
But they're looking like a
They are a
They're
real estate company.
They're a brokerage,
especially
and they're
now.
inside your brokerage, taking your listings.
If you pick up on the cultural undertones of what's going on right now with all of these lawsuits, I mean, goodness, there was another class action lawsuit filed last week in Georgia. There was another lawsuit filed against KW, I think just yesterday. I mean, it's insane. And the consumer sentiment towards our industry is really negative right now.
But Opendoor is a technology company,
Yep.
not a brokerage.
It's brilliant, you know.
Well, it's also like a trade-in, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. Not that I'm like all doom and gloom. I think that for
These
me,
things take time, but
yeah,
when you say positioning, they're positioned.
yes, they have positioned
They are on the top
themselves.
3 most trafficked real estate websites in the world. On there, chilling.
Well,
Yep.
it's even more proof. It's just you just copy them. You
Yep.
have to have the
Success leaves
exact
clues. Yep.
same value
Yes.
proposition, but different. Meaning where you're not going to take the consumer the Opendoor offer if there's a high probability they're
that.
going to go there themselves in the first place. You team up with another platform that has the same value proposition and be like, hey, you know what? You go into Opendoor, cool. Check out these options. I have something better for you.
Exactly.
100%, right? I mean, and again, that's whether it be Zoodealio, whether it be another organization, for you as a real estate agent, right? We're in kind of changing times right now, and being able to give these sellers the optionality that they're looking for in a consistent, concise manner, so that they could hit the timetables that make sense for them, right? Like certainty is one of the biggest motivating factors of mankind. It's super important for them to do something, or to be able to provide these types of things to their clients if you want to stay in business and be a high producing agent.
Yeah. So what I hear a lot from real estate agents is, how do the offers that you source in Zoodealio's platform compare to the Opendoor offer? And something I kind of want to touch on, because I think this is a really big deal, and I'm proud of us for a pioneering product that we created here at Zoodealio. And it was our brain power that came together. I mean, I can remember when we were forming this company, and we would sit in one of our conference rooms for literally hours obsessing over how we could craft the perfect offer. And one of the offers that we have in our platform is our Cash Plus offer. And the really neat thing about this offer, and I think that why it will smash Opendoor every time, is because it is a fee-based iBuyer offer. It is not a margin-based iBuyer offer. So Opendoor is going to try and buy low and sell high. With the offer that we provide in your platform, it is a cash offer for a fee. That's it.
Right.
I mean, like, this
Any
is
upside goes back to the homeowner.
Yes, any upside made on the open market goes back to that original homeowner, and it's such a beautiful offer, and you get to stay as the fiduciary, as the agent. You get to bring that listing to the market. I mean, it's such a cool offer. I would be mad at myself if I didn't just talk about it for a moment.
For sure. And the cool part is it's based truly on more congruent with the marketplace, right? They're not getting a low number. And then, where I think with like Opendoor, where they buy low and try to sell high, sometimes it's not always easy to justify that to the consumer. Well, where's your $90,000 spread coming on here? Did you do any work to the property? And same with an appraisal, right? So that's the other cool part about our offer that helps the marketplace stay really strong. And they get a guaranteed initial cash payout, knowing they still get the full ability of the open market, and they don't have to deal with any of that process. Nobody likes to list their house and sell it. It sucks. Even as a real estate agent, it sucks to sell your own house.
Yeah, it's a process.
It's not fun. So if you can not have to deal with that, and knowing that you're not going to leave any money on the table, I'm just going to say it. It's badass.
It is. I agree, Keith. I'm so proud of us for creating that, and and then being so passionate about it that we were able to go out there and find capital providers that will fund this product across the U.S. I mean, we can offer this cash offer in 47 states.
I know.
How
Super
cool is that? Yeah.
That's better than Opendoor.
That's definitely more markets.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and I hope I don't sound like I'm hating on Opendoor. I'm not.
Yeah, no,
I
I think it's a brilliant company.
It is, and
We've done a lot of business with them in the past.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've definitely gotten their hooks into everything.
yes,
I think
they have.
the moral of it is not to hate, it's to
Innovate.
open up the industry. Things are a changing, and even though it's not next week or maybe next month, that's going to maybe impact your life or your business from your real estate career. Well, guess what? 6 months, 12 months, 18 months comes really freaking fast, and then you're going to be like, what happened? Right? It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. And so we bring these things up because if you're not constantly shifting your own mindset to go, how could I literally do the exact same thing?
Right.
That's where you're going to get caught with.
Well, and what a lot of agents are doing is they're going, oh yeah, I need to do something. Oh, I got an email from Opendoor, partner with Opendoor, or I got an email from OfferPad, partner with OfferPad.
Yep.
Well,
Don't even get me started.
That's not doing your own thing.
About
That's helping them get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it might be good for the
And,
moment.
Yeah, it might be good for the moment. Maybe
That's
good for your
exactly.
client at that moment. But you got to look at what the future is going to bring and what are you going to do in the future. Are you going to continue? Because I guarantee you, once you have that one deal with Opendoor, and it sells Opendoor that now they're in their database.
Yep.
Now guess what Opendoor's doing? They're marketing to that.
Absolutely.
That's their client now. That's their client for life.
Absolutely.
And they're going to stick with that forever. And now EXP's jumping on that boat. Hey, we're going to
70,000 agents or 80,000 agents.
I'm wondering, because EXP is the revenue share, right?
Yep.
They revenue share with everybody. What is Opendoor like giving to EXP?
From what I've heard, it's the same. It's a percent.
So they are a brokerage. They attach themselves to another brokerage to buy properties, and for nothing. Like EXP's not getting any kind of monetary.
I'm sure EXP
maybe
is.
EXP Corp.
So EXP corporations might be getting a kickback.
Who knows?
Who knows? I would think
I mean, they're publicly traded,
Yeah,
so
we
all
would
of
probably
this.
have to know.
Yeah, so we could probably follow their.
I thought it was strange. I'm like, why is another brokerage allowing another brokerage to come in and market to their clients?
I was
It's
surprised by
very
that
strange.
move from Glenn Sanford, just because he seems like he's such a real. I don't want to say a purist, but I almost seem like he's very agent centric, and he's always maintained that.
100% he is. Yeah, I agree. So it's odd.
I do know a lot of the top mega teams within EXP were not at all happy about that move.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me when I look at all this is think about how many of these, like an EXP or a KW and maybe other brokerages, that tried to tap into the we'll buy houses game. We're going to have our own exclusive cash offer.
Yes.
Where are they all at now?
They all shut down.
Because it's freaking hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
Now they're partnering with Opendoor. Or partnering with OfferPad.
It takes a ton of capital. It takes a ton of innovation. It takes a ton of systems and processes, and a ton of buy-in too within your own network. And who now basically Opendoor's in bed with everybody. Well, there's a reason for that, because they've done a really good job. But what's that going to do to everyone in the future?
One of the things before we shift into our segments, I think that we need to think about in this that makes it very tough for the industry is like, I forget what that statement is, but live to fight another day kind of thing, where they're trying to survive today to get to tomorrow. So they'll feed the beast today, tomorrow, this week, because it's a downturn, a softening market. And if I could squeeze out another 3-4 instant deals, be at the center of it, I'll sacrifice that because it'll get me to the other side. But again, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face and not playing the long game. So, I mean, I think that's where it just comes down to, what we're going to talk about here in just a minute. Some of these marketing and advertising and just sometimes surrendering to doing the freaking work and not always looking for the easy button.
Why don't you kick us off?
All right. Well, I guess I kind of almost like segmented right into what I was going to say. So, ironically, my thing today is the market is changing, and what you've been doing may not be working in today's market. So I highly suggest that you actually go back to the numbers, because a lot of times that means that you just have to surrender to increasing your output to get the input that you're looking for. So does that mean that you need to be focusing on sending different campaigns and capturing those engagements, and then you're focusing your prospecting time on calling those particular people? Do you need to be posting strategies that are solving problems in the marketplace, such as ways that you can negotiate a better deal on an acquisition using concessions to buy down the rate and potentially getting that homeowner the payment that they want? These are times that, and mediums that we have to be able to scale up your message, that if you do these things in a systematic and processed fashion, as Keith pointed out a second ago, you're not going to lack in the marketplace. You're going to actually have an opportunity that most other agents don't. So again, I want to remind you that in today's advice, that the path is math, and this is actually a massive opportunity if you go back to the numbers and continue to scale up your message and solve problems in the marketplace.
Nice. Good job.
Nice.
I like it.
Increase your output to increase your input.
That's right.
I like that. That's a good takeaway.
So the Case-Shiller index came out today, and we're at 3.9% year over year in September. So it's a new all-time high. So which is crazy. So prices, home prices rose 5.5% over the last year, which seems pretty high.
That's an aggregate.
It's an aggregate. But so you can also see that on a season adjusted basis, Prices increased in all 20 Case-Shiller cities over month-over-month basis. San Francisco has fallen 8.6 from the recent peak. Seattle is down 6.7. Las Vegas down 5.1, and Phoenix down 5.0. So those are the losers, or obviously those are the ones that are on the opposite side, and then you got some of the on the positive side that are picking up all that extra to bring up the prices higher. So definitely interesting.
Super interesting. I mean, it's
Yeah, being
like
in the
more-
Phoenix market, we think, oh, prices are going down,
Yeah.
which they are, but overall, everything's the prices are going up.
You know,
That is wild.
I ran across this, and I haven't talked about this before, and I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but it's interesting. There was some research done, and I'm like, who are these guys? I'm going to open it up real quick. There was research
I
done.
remember you talking to me about this.
Yeah, from the University of Texas, Austin. And the title of the abstract was, Did Pandemic Relief Fraud Inflate House Prices?
So PPP.
Whoa.
Did the
The
PPP.
PPP.
I've
And
never,
so,
yeah.
So what these guys did is they did research on all of the markets. They compared the market's home price appreciation, and they compared it to the PPP funds that were allocated in that market. And what they found was they found
That
fraudulent.
people
They found
PPP funds,
Yes.
bought properties.
So more people in Phoenix
So
got PPP.
House prices.
It's a very entrepreneurial place.
Here's what they found: house prices in high fraud zip codes increased 5.7% more than in low fraud zip codes within the same county.
Whoa.
So that was super interesting, and I don't know why it just came into
That's
my mind,
interesting.
but
Well, it's super relevant.
yeah, I thought so too. I should talk about this
So
more, 'cause
now
that was interesting.
So now things are going down. Now that they spent all their money, and now the prices are coming down.
Exactly. All that money has been dispersed.
Back when the whole PPP thing was happening a couple years ago, and I still had some looming, personal clients I was dealing with a couple years back. The main reason she was able to still buy her new build was because of the PPP. Otherwise, she would have lost it.
Wow.
Exactly.
I thought I was going to lose it. I mean, and it
Yeah.
wasn't about me, but it
Right.
was just, she was sad and disappointed, and I was obviously excited because you do a new build, you're like, cool, 9 months from now. And, and then when that doesn't happen, as an agent, when you go spend that time thinking,
Yep.
hey, I did my duty, I'm pumped that I found my client this house, and then when it falls apart. So, but anyway, yeah. So it was. I mean,
Navigate all the.
from that perspective. Obviously, it was cool and exciting for everybody. But now that you say that, that's interesting.
Yeah, totally interesting. Keith, what do we got going on with the deal of the week?
All right. So there's always all kinds of fun stories to tell, but sometimes they're all very similar, right? But everyone in their own unique fashion. So one that I wanted to bring up today. And hopefully, when you hear some of these stories, they resonate, or you happen to come across clients that might be in this particular scenario and be like, hey, I know someone who's in that. This might work perfect for them too. There's a house that was purchased recently on the Cash Plus, and original owners, right, own the house 30, 40 years.
Dang.
But they had literally bought the house and never did anything to it.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
still original.
Yep.
But older folks, very clean people. So you walk in,
Yeah,
it's still
managed
very
it well.
presentable property from it's not all nasty, because a lot of times when people live in the house that long, it's nasty.
Yeah.
That's
The
just-
house
that's
is-
just
the house
facts,
is
and
lived
every agent
in.
knows what I'm talking about.
Rode hard, put away wet.
Yeah.
And but just think about how much people accumulate over
Oh,
that
yeah.
time. I mean, the garage was so full you could hardly walk in it. The wife had this really cool arts and crafts room, but over the course of that time frame, there was no organization anymore, and that's just what each room was like. So there's just no way you can show the house, put it on the market, and hope and pray that you have all these buyers overlook the stuff that truly doesn't matter, but that they concentrate on and therefore disconnect from the property. They want to put less in. They think it needs more work than it does, and all of a sudden you're just not.
They're
getting,
scared.
Yeah, you're not getting what you needed to. Right, you're literally leaving money on the table.
Yep.
So they saw the value in the Cash Plus, decided to use a portion of their available equity to update it with new carpet, quartz countertops in the kitchen and the bathrooms, refinishing the kitchen cabinets and the ones in the bathrooms white, new interior paint, and we're just talking about what we call a lipstick flip. that's literally what this house needed, and that it will transform
And
it,
cleaned out.
cleaned out, and it's going to look like a brand new house again, and bring top dollar to the marketplace, and they'll leave no money on the table.
Beautiful.
Love it.
And then the other factor of that was because they've owned it for so long, it was free and clear.
Oh,
so now
nice.
they're going to use that
Nice.
guaranteed initial cash payout to go buy their next house that they're, quote unquote, downgrading and moving out of state to be closer to family. Now that they're,
It's probably don't need as much
in
house.
that age range, they want to be closer to their kids and their grandkids. They're going to buy their next house cash. So it's just it's a win-win all the way around.
Sweet.
I love it. Those are the stories that we live for. This is why we do what we do. We want to help people be in a better position. Yeah. So very cool. All right. What's going viral in my world? Pent up seller demand. So every 2 years, did you know that there are 7 million new babies born in the U.S., 3 million marriages, 1.5 million divorces, 7 million people will turn 65 or older over the next 2 years, 4 million people will die, and there will be 4 million net new jobs. So there are a lot of people that own homes that are going to be in a position that they need to sell them. So that is what's going viral, and we've identified all of the demographics, all of the interesting ways that you can reach them, all of the data points that you need to make intelligent business decisions for your real estate business. So if you would like to get a copy of our selling guide, this is who is selling their home in 2024. Click the link in the description and we will send it to you. You're gonna want this business intelligence for yourself. So
Yeah, I
that
read
is
it the
what
other
I
day. It
got.
was beautiful.
Yeah,
I
that's
like it.
freaking awesome data.
Yeah.
I know.
Good
I
stuff.
took. I
Good
just
stuff.
screen. I just took a picture of it.
I mean, if even going into like a listing appointment and showing some of these home sellers, be like, hey, here's the demand right now, and here's some of these statistics. People will probably be like, oh, this is really neat, and come across as an agent that knows
what's
extra
going
what they're
on.
talking about.
Yeah.
So
Well, and those of you that are listening, that who's selling in 2024, it's kind of like having a cheat code, right? Like as we went through that of who are you going to target, it's just working smarter, right? That we all know that in these shifted times, this is an opportunity for you to identify who's likely to sell, be more effective in your messaging, and if you can get that cheat code for your business and it gets you to do one more deal that year, I'm pretty sure that's worth you clicking on that link and downloading a free guide.
Love it. Hey, also, I'm going to have Colby link that article I referenced to the PPP fraud and how it increased home price appreciation in certain zip codes. I'm going to have him link that as well in the description. So if you want that, you can grab it.